today on Rappler.
You will see that there was a failure in planning. And then, of course, after that, the execution, there was also a failure on the execution.
Military Chief Gregorio Catapang looks back at the Mamasapano clash, says there was a failure in planning. The Malampaya plant powering half of Luzon will shut down on March 15. And on his third training day, Manny Pacquiao says he feels slow. Hello and welcome. I'm Maria Ressa. This is Rappler's Wrap for the Day, a list of the most important events around the world you shouldn't miss. Military Chief Gregorio Catapang says there was a failure in planning in Mamasapano. 44 policemen, 18 rebels, and 5 civilians were killed in the clash that started as a manhunt for terrorist Marwan.
So that once and for all, we will have to recognize whether there was tactical, operational lapses on the ground. As the saying goes, you have to plan well, because if you fail to plan, you're planning to fail. So at that level, you will see that there was a failure in planning. And then, of course, after that, the execution, there was also a failure on the execution. So
Catapang says the first step in winning the peace, the military has to move forward.
We have to move on. Number one, we have to give due honor for the fallen Sub-44. We should not only win the peace, we have to win progress and then ultimately prosperity.
A week ago, Catapang called for all-out war between the military and the Bangsamoro Islamic Freedom Fighters, or the BIFF, a breakaway faction of the Moro Islamic Liberation Front, or the MILF. But Catapang says he thinks the peace agreement with the MILF can still push through.
I'm not still that pessimistic. I think it will still be
think
passed,
it will pass?
But there will be a delay because the BBL, the bill, will be extremely scrutinized.
Catapang has this to say to those calling for war.
Well, it's easy to call for war. I hope that they'll be the first one to be willing to be called to active duty and sent in the front lines. If they want war, they should be the first one to volunteer to be on the front lines. And maybe they'll know what kind of war they're talking about.
Can you put this in the Malampaya natural gas plant in Palawan will shut down for 30 days from March 15 to April 14. The Luzon grid is dependent on Malampaya. Power officials say this may result in a power shortage. Malampaya operator Shell Philippines Exploration BV, or SPEX, says it would do its best to complete maintenance work ahead of the 30-day shutdown. The installation also coincides with the maintenance shutdown of the Malampaya gas facility. An association of Philippine independent power producers says the Malampaya shutdown may jack up power rates by at least 1 peso or 23 cents per kilowatt hour. An armed man attacks U.S. Ambassador to South Korea Mark Lippert Thursday in Seoul. Citing police sources, South Korea's YTN news channel says the armed man attacked Lippert while he was walking to a breakfast meeting in central Seoul. The network shows a photo of Lippert with his right hand raised to his face and his left hand smeared with blood. A U.S. Embassy spokesman says Lippert is in stable condition. On his third training day, champion boxer Manny Pacquiao admits he has not yet fully achieved his signature speed. On his Instagram account, Pacquiao wrote, "I feel slow, but I'm not worried because I still have a lot of time." Since Monday, Pacquiao's been preparing for what he calls the fight of his life versus Floyd Mayweather on May 2. Pacquiao's trainer, Freddie Roach, earlier said he will close down the Wildcard Gym in Los Angeles, California. He'll close it down to the public to make sure Pacquiao's focus is razor sharp. Pacquiao's speed was one of the key factors of his success in boxing. He captured 12 world titles in 8 different weight classes. The European Union, or EU, follows a different tack on net neutrality by offering fast lanes that don't slow down everyone else. The Financial Times reports there's a proposal to potentially allow internet service providers, or ISPs, to, quote, enter into agreements with companies or individuals for faster internet speeds. A Wall Street Journal report adds, EU Digital Chief Gunther Oettinger said at the Mobile World Congress in Barcelona, the rules might be agreed on as early as summer this year. For those on desktop, click on the links on your screen. You can also click on the tabs below to go to a story in the video. And for those on smartphones and tablets, the links can be found below the video. Every story on Rappler has a mood meter, part of our patented user engagement model. That mood meter gives you 8 emotions to choose from. If we look at today's mood navigator in the middle of the front page, you can see that the story that's gotten the most votes in the last 24 hours is this one, Rojas on Be Nice Jab. So you knew of Makati corruption. 10% amused, 80% happy. That green bringing out the mood of the day. Today, most people are happy. That is the wrap for today, Thursday, March 5, 2015. Visit Rappler.com for the latest news here and around the world. Check out our other shows, Tech Wrap and Rappler Talk. And if you haven't yet, subscribe to our YouTube channel. I'm Maria Ressa. As we say at Rappler, tomorrow begins today.